For Penn State Greater Allegheny Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Coach Chat. It's the first of our series of Meet the Assistants, where we'll be joined by the assistant coaches from both the men's and the women's basketball team. Today, joined by head assistant coach of the women's basketball team, Amy Johns. And Coach Amy, first of all, talk a little bit about what your role is with the team and what it's like day to day for you.
Well, day to day, I come in, I'll suggest practice schedule, practice plan, different drills I'll go through. I also help in giving support to the head coach and the girls. I'll even practice at times with them. As you know, we only have 6 players. But, I give suggestions for the game plan, scouting, things like that. It just depends on, what day it is, game day. I really try to get the girls prepared mentally and focused for, the game.
And for you personally, growing up around the McKeesport area, what's that like being able to coach from so close to home like you do?
As you mentioned, this is home, so I feel a lot more comfortable. I feel more in my element, feeling support from, my community, and also, Coach French, which we have a good relationship.
And you were a great basketball player in your own right, played at Cal U, scored over 1,000 points in your college career. What do you bring from that athletic background from your playing career to now your coaching career here at Penn State Greater Allegheny?
Well, as you mentioned, points. So obviously I was pretty good offensively. So, I try to bring in my attributes from my playing experiences from offense, and I try to teach that with the girls, give them different options to work with, providing different schemes, taking what the defense gives you, things like that. So I use my strengths, but I also, kind of bring the weaknesses that I knew I had, so, that's something also that I can teach them.
And coming to Penn State Greater Allegheny, you already had some coaching experience in your background. Elizabeth Ford and McKeesport were also in your career. What did you learn from those prior experiences that you brought here to Penn State Greater Allegheny that's made you a better coach?
Well, I coach both boys and girls. So, while the game of basketball is the same, the players are different. And basically my experiences with the players is what I brought here. More the game of basketball, honestly, any sport, in my opinion, is mental. So bringing that mental toughness, mental stability is, key in that. But then, also, I can't stress enough the mental part of it, but also, offensive techniques and defensive techniques as well.
Currently joined by assistant women's basketball coach Amy Johns. You talked earlier a little bit about your relationship with Coach Chrissy French. You played for her for a time, now coaching alongside her. What's that like, coaching alongside someone that you have such a good relationship with?
Well, it's natural. Chrissy and I are more than just co-workers. We're friends as well. Chrissy actually grabbed me when I was in 6th grade and took me under her wing, and I just stayed with her, the whole way through. And I was actually moving back from out of town when I called her and said, hey, I'm looking for something. And she's like, I just got hired at Penn State. So I'm like, do you need some help? And, she was all on board. And, but it's natural. It really is. And we have great communication with one another.
And what's this season been like for you? Maybe not the results you've been expecting, but what's it been like working with the girls and really getting to know this group of young talent really this year?
Well, it has been difficult. As you mentioned, when you have a young team, there's a lot of different things to learn, especially when you have girls coming from all different backgrounds and you're trying to get them to buy into what you're trying to teach. It's a completely different world for them. So, it has been challenging, but the great thing about our girls is they're resilient. And no matter how many times they get knocked down, they always get back up.
And you mentioned that resiliency. How are you going to build on that in the second half and take really most of the positives that you've seen from this first half and transition that now into the second semester of the season? Well,
I'm hoping that we can start to play off of our players' strengths. Just remembering the basics and just adding on from there. Also, there's a lot of communication that needs to be held, in between everyone, and just keeping and encouraging the girls, because it's hard right now. But if they can get through this, they'll be able to get through anything.
Thanks, Coach Johns. Thanks for joining me.
No problem.
For Penn State Greater Allegheny Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.